everyone, my name is Mridul and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a what I ate in a week video, dinner edition. Now in this particular time of social distancing, our house helps haven't been able to come and help us, of course. So we used to have a really great cook who would cook our meals for us, and of course she hasn't been able to come either to help us out, as I mentioned. So my mom has been cooking lunch and I've been cooking dinner, and I'm not a cook. I don't really know how to cook a lot, but I thought this would be like a great opportunity for me to learn how to cook. So I did make a total of 7 meals last week, and I've documented the process of me making all of those 7 meals. I would say most of them are pretty easy. Like a beginner, if you're a beginner, you can definitely make them yourself as well. And I would say most of them include ingredients which are very basic. Like if you're a very basic Indian household, I'm sure you have most of these ingredients at home. Now I have made a what I eat in a day video. I'm gonna make sure to link that down below. If you find this series interesting, I could maybe do like a snacks version, or maybe like even a breakfast version, or just even continue doing just the dinner thing, because we're gonna be home for a while, at least for the next 15 days, I believe. So I do have quite a few days still for me to like experiment and cook more meals. So if you do happen to like this type of video, let me know in the comments down below. And I think without any further ado, let's just get started with today's video. Alright, so the very first meal that I cooked was Sabudana Khichdi. I personally love Sabudana Khichdi, and I try to at least learn. Initially I used to try to learn at least the dishes that I really liked, so that even if someone else can't make it for me, I can make it myself. And hence I learned Sabudana Khichdi. Now as for the preparation, all I really did was I chopped up a couple of potatoes, and similarly I also cut up a couple of chilies. In the description box below, I'm gonna make sure to list down the quantity that I've used, just in case you're interested. Also I do end up using quite a few chilies, but I do like it spicy, which is why I've used extra chilies. Other than that, the only other thing that you need to do when it comes to preparation is roasting some peanuts. And once you're done roasting the peanuts, do make sure to run them through the mixer to kind of get like a peanut powder. Now let's get started. The first thing that I did was I took some ghee and tel, and then I added some jeera in that, after which I added in the chilies, and I also added some kadhi patta. Soon after, I added in some hing powder, and then I would say about 30 to 40 seconds later, I added in the potatoes and also some salt, mixed it all together, and then I just covered it with a lid. Once you feel like your potatoes have cooked through, I'm gonna add in the sabudana that you've soaked previously overnight, and then also add in the peanut powder that we made initially. I also really like squeezing in some lemon juice, so that's what I did, and then just mix the whole thing together. And then like before, I covered it with a lid for it to like cook through. You want it to become kind of translucent, transparent, and this is what the final product looks like. I was actually really impressed with myself. So for day 2, I made a soup. Now this soup recipe is my friend Siddhi's mom. She's a great cook. I have borrowed so many recipes from her, and everything she makes is like so easy but so tasty also. So I made this mixed vegetable clear soup. I've been actually making it for a while. I've made it a couple of times, and yeah, I made that for dinner with some khakra, just kind of like a side thing. So it was soup with crackers, khakra. Also, I think I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video that we, like my family, are okay with having super light dinners, which is why having like a bowl of soup and just some khakra, we were okay with it. So just putting it out there, we do personally prefer light dinners, which is why mostly all of them are pretty like light. Now when it comes to the preparation of this soup, all you really have to do is just chop up a bunch of veggies. So you can use literally whatever you have in your fridge, whatever you have at home. I use some lauki. I also use some beetroot. I think that also gives a really nice color to the soup. Other than that, I also use some carrots, Beans, I personally really like how beans taste, so I also added in some beans. I had some corn, like baby corn, in my fridge, so I used that as well in the soup. I also really enjoy using cauliflower in the soup. I think it becomes super soft and it's very, very tasty in my opinion, so I make sure to always add that in. This time I also had some spring onions left, so I added those also. So basically you can add literally whatever you want in the soup. And then you just want to add all the veggies in a cooker, add some water, add some salt and pepper, and then 3 सीटी के बाद this is what it's going to look like. As like a side dish, I just took some khakras. I always have like khakras at home. It's a Gujarati household. I added some ghee and also some chili powder. This was the Indian version of soup and crackers. I personally really enjoy this meal. So for day 3, I made lemon rice. I would say I'm actually really good at making rice sort of recipes, like pulao and khichdi, and like where basically there's rice and tadka. I'm pretty good at it. So I made this lemon rice. Again, a recipe that I've borrowed from a friend from college. She was South Indian and her mom used to make the most amazing lemon rice, and I asked her how to make it, and I've been making it ever since. So that's what I made. So I started off with some ghee. I personally like to do my tadkas in ghee. After that I added some rai, jeera, some chilies, kadhi patta also, and after a couple of seconds I added in the peanuts and also some til seeds. I think that like both the things really add a lot of flavor, and then you just want them to cook through for a couple of minutes. Keep stirring it, and then for some color I added in some turmeric powder and also some salt, and then finally I added in the cooked rice, and you want to mix it all together really well. And once it's all mixed together, you want to switch off the gas and then squeeze in the lemon juice. It's a really quick but very tasty recipe. Next up, we have pasta. So actually I've shared this recipe in my first ever What I Eat in a Day. But again, I'm just going to share like a really quick recipe with you guys. It's very, very easy. Now I do use ready-made pasta sauce, tomato sauce. But I know a lot of us can't go out and buy that right now, so I will make sure to find a DIY pasta sauce recipe so that you can make that just in case you're craving pasta or you want to make pasta. I'm gonna find it somewhere from YouTube and link that as well in the description box below. So I started off by boiling the pasta, and I also added in some salt, and I also add a little bit of olive oil. I feel like adding the olive oil really makes the pasta soft and also not stick together. And then moving on to the chopping, I like to use some bell peppers, broccoli, purple cabbage. Again, you can really use whatever you have and improvise. I really like adding corn also, but I didn't have corn this time, which is why I didn't use it. Once I'm done with the chopping, I move on to the actual cooking of the pasta. So I'm going to start with some olive oil and then add in the pasta sauce that I have, like the pre-made pasta sauce that I already have at home. And then in this tomato pasta sauce, I'm going to add some chili flakes, oregano, mix it all together, and then I'll also add in a little bit of cheese. Well, not a little bit, quite a lot of cheese. And then just add in all the veggies, coat the veggies really well with this pasta sauce that we've made right here, and let them cook for a little bit. I would say for a couple of minutes. And then finally you can add in your cooked pasta and then mix it all really well together. And here you have it. This is what my pasta looks like. On to the next day, I made like a mix sort of a salad. Like basically there were moong ke pulses, and also there was channa as like the base of the salad. Basically it's very, very easy. I was so lazy on this particular day. I had no idea what to make, and I was not in the mood to like cook, so I thought a salad is the easiest way out, and it's really yummy. I love like chatpata stuff, so this was like yummy but healthy also. So for the base, I started off with some channa and also some moong bean. You can literally use whatever lentils or pulses that you want. By the way, these are cooked. And then I added in the regular tomatoes, onions, chilies. I also added some kala namak. I would recommend using kala namak, and then some red chili powder for the spice. And finally, don't forget to add a lot of lemon juice. I personally love it to be really nice khatta meetha. Mix it all together and there you have your salad. It's so easy and it's so quick, but it tastes fab. So before the lockdown, on like a regular week, we would at least have like dosa or idli once a week. So I've been personally really craving dosa or idli, and we would get ready-made batter from outside. But again, of course, you can't go out to buy it now. So I decided to make a few calls specifically to Siddhi's mom and ask her how could I make it at home. And she told me how I could make like the batter for a dosa or idli. So this is how I made it, and I ended up making some dosa with some chutney. Just a very basic but very wholesome meal. So for the chutney, I added in some coconut, some garlic, a little bit of ginger, coriander, lots of coriander, chilies, and just a little bit of water. Switch the mixer on, and this is what my chutney looks like. Now, as for the actual batter, what I did was I soaked some rice with some Urad Daal, which is I think called split black gram in English. I will mention the proportion in the description box below, like how much I used. So basically, I soaked it overnight, and then in the morning, I just ran it through the mixer, and it became this really nice milky white paste sort of a consistency. And then I also let this batter kind of ferment for a couple of hours, just bahari. And then I just started off by making regular dosas like how you would. I personally really enjoy making them in ghee, so that's what I did. Don't judge me and my dosa skills, they're actually pretty good, but this was the first dosa, so it's not looking the best. I will have to say that the batter tastes exactly like the ones that you get outside, and yeah, it tastes really good. It was really yummy. And on to the last and the most unhealthy meal, but this was on a Sunday, so it's okay. And anyway, the whole week we've been eating really healthy. We haven't ate anything like bahar ka khana, so I was like, it's fine. I've been craving fries. I love fries, so we decided to make some fries. And when I was little, actually, this was like a ritual. Every Sunday my mom would like cut up fries and my dad would fry them. So this was just so nostalgic, but I was doing all the work. But instead of just making like regular fries, I decided to make some cheesy animal style fries. So yeah, this is how I made them. Okay, so I started off by making the caramelized onion. So I took a little bit of butter and then I added in some chopped onions. You want to make sure to chop your onions really fine, and on super low flame you just want to keep mixing this. In the meanwhile, I just took some oil and I started off by frying the potatoes. So there you have, this is what the fries ended up looking like. You could literally just add some salt and just eat them on their own. They're delicious. But I added in some cheese. I know it looks kind of gross, but it is melted cheese. And then I added in the caramelized onions, which were actually pretty good. Like if you don't like caramelized onions, you can just skip on this part, but I personally really like them, so I added them in. And then when it comes to like the actual sauce, like the cheesy sauce, I personally just use some mayonnaise. These definitely satisfied my cravings, and yeah, I would give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I think that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. It's a very new video for me, like it's a very experimentative sort of a video, so let me know what you guys think in the description, not in the description, the comments down below. I think that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the little bell to get notified every single time I post a new video. Follow me on my Instagram, follow Simbaa Lifestyle, and please stay safe, stay responsible, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.